Today I want to talk with a very specific group of people. I want to talk to people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who see the next 10 years as the most productive, important, and potentially fulfilling decade of their lives so far. A decade in which their health, wealth, relationships, and happiness go to the next level. Now, if that's not you, or your mind's not open to those possibilities, you may want to go watch something else. You're about to waste a precious little chunk of your day. Everyone else, stay with me through the riff. All right, I hope you feel special, because you are. And I mean that in more than a Mr. Rogers kind of way. Mr. Rogers wanted every child to feel special for their uniqueness, and you are unique, but you're also set apart in that you responded to this particular description of the next 10 years. I hope there are a lot of us out there. I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in the way I'm looking at these next 10 years. I refer to us as late bloomers for a reason. But I'm perfectly okay if I'm just talking to one person. In fact, I think I'll just talk to you. I don't know you, but I think I know a little about you. You've seen some life. You've been on this planet for more than 15,000 days. You've experienced joy. You've experienced pain. You've seen some disturbing things. You've accomplished some remarkable things, maybe even some things that have surprised you, surprised those around you. You've also experienced some failures, fallen flat on your face, had some embarrassing days that maybe you don't want to think about. You've been burned, let down, maybe even betrayed. You've begun to feel the effects of entropy on the cells of your body. Maybe not quite as quick in your movements, in your thoughts. Hair losing its color, like mine. Skin not as elastic as it once was. But you've also realized that you can fight back against this force. You can resist it. And in that resistance, you strengthen yourself. And you lengthen your life because you become stronger. You can't do it indefinitely. It won't last forever. But you can create enough space to accomplish a heck of a lot more than you have so far. Maybe you've also discovered that there are some aspects of your life that don't decline with age. The accrued knowledge that you have applied as wisdom can continue to grow throughout your lifespan. Your relational skills, your ability to be interdependent with other people, to bring people together, that doesn't need to stop improving. There are so many things that just get better with time. If you're no longer raising children, and you're not in the early stages of building a career or a business, you may have a lot more time on your hand than you've ever had. In summary, you have a tremendous array of resources at your disposal now at this time of your life. And there is a great opportunity in these coming 10 years. What will you do with it? You know, I can't remember who first told me this story, but there was a divorced, middle-aged woman whose children had left the nest, and she decided she wanted to be a doctor. The only problem was she'd only taken 1 year of college back when she was 19. She added up the years it would take for her to get all the way through medical school. One day she confided to a friend and said, "If I do this, by the time I finish my residency, I'll be 60 years old." And her very wise friend replied, "And how old will you be if you don't do it?" I think that's a lesson to all of us. 10 years from now, you and I will be that many years old, whether we've done what we set out to do today or not. We'll continue to feel the effects of entropy, the slow decline that we're fighting against, and we'll use our time wisely, or we'll relax or allow ourselves to become distracted just a little too much, and the time will pass and the opportunity will be gone. There's no question that who you are can't be duplicated. Mr. Rogers knew that. There's also something special about the when and the where you are. We weren't born in this internet age, but we're here now, and we can take full advantage of it with the knowledge and wisdom that we have. So it all comes down to the what, the how, and the why of these next 10 years. I want to give a couple of analogies to make a point. A gardener can stand in the middle of her garden plot in the dead of winter and see in her mind's eye what that place will look like in full bloom 6 months from that day. Right now, all she can see is barren, frozen dirt. But when she closes her eyes, she sees something else entirely. Vegetables, flowers, fruits, leaves, vines reaching for the sky. Bumblebee buzzes by. Butterfly flutters across the garden. She can smell the roses. She can taste a bite taken from a vine-ripened tomato. When she opens her eyes again, all she sees is a cold, gray January day. And she knows what she has to do. She'll need to till, rake, plant, water, fertilize, weed, tend, protect, and care for that place for all the days between then and the time the garden reaches full bloom. But there's a part of the gardener's mind that doesn't know the difference between that fully bloomed out vision and that sight of the barren dirt. And she knows that her success is inevitable because she's done it before. She will bring those two visions together through her efforts and over time until they merge and become one. This is the power of human imagination. Next analogy. Have you ever planned a vacation that you never took? I have. A few years ago, my wife and I thought it would be fun to spend a week or so in the Phoenix, Arizona area in the spring or fall. Definitely not the summer. Well, I got excited about it. It was a few months off, so I jumped on the internet and I found a beautiful hotel in Scottsdale. Looked at the website, pictures of the rooms, the lobby, the pool, the area surrounding. Pulled up the Google map, yanked out that little yellow guy and dropped him down on the sidewalk. Took a virtual tour of Old Town Scottsdale. Ran into a bike shop where we could rent some bikes, and I thought that's a great idea. We can rent some bikes, go somewhere. Saw that the Phoenix Zoo and the Papago Park was only about 5 miles away, and that there was a canal trail that cut through all the traffic straight to the park. I virtually took that bike ride. I checked out the local restaurants, their menus, looked at pictures of the food, took several pages of notes. You know what? We never went on that trip. We got an offer we couldn't refuse from some friends of ours to go to Hawaii that year, and it just didn't happen. But if I ever do go to Scottsdale and stay in that hotel, walk the streets of Old Town, take that bike ride, it'll be like deja vu, because I have experienced 99% of that vacation already. I've done everything but go there physically. In a sense, I have a memory of that trip. Through these two analogies, I hope you can see this is how big things get done by people with visions, by people with goals, including things out 3, 5, 10 years into the future. You see what we're capable of through our imagination, coupled with our efforts. You remember how Stephen Covey put it as one of his 7 habits of highly effective people. Begin with the end in mind. So simple. You know, I don't know what your goals are, but I do know that you have some, or you wouldn't be here. Maybe it's to grow your business to a point where it's more impactful in the world, provides more value to people. Maybe it's an epic adventure, travel adventure in Europe with your grandchildren. Maybe it's a cottage on the shore of a lake somewhere where you can sit on a pier and become a philosopher fisherman for the rest of your days. Whatever it is, it starts on this two-way road of imagination and effort. And you can do it, as so many others have proven. Now, just in case you're even older than me and wonder if it's too late to start, I have one more story. You may never have heard of a lady by the name of Anna Mary Robertson. She was born in 1860, died in 1961 at the age of 101. She had a hard life with her husband on a farm, raising 5 children. Eventually, after she'd been a widow for about a dozen years, she sold her farm and moved in with her daughter to retire. Now, what do you think a 78-year-old woman in the middle of the Great Depression would want to do with the rest of her life? Maybe scope out a sweet spot on the front porch for a rocking chair? Not this lady, not Anna. She returned to a childhood passion that she really had never had time for: oil painting. I said she was 78. That's when she started. Over the next 20 years, Anna would produce more than 1,500 works of folk art. And she didn't just keep it in the basement either. She promoted and sold her stuff. She made the cover of Time magazine in 1953 at the age of 92. Her estate at the time of her death was worth $1.5 million. And that's in 1961 dollars. And oh yeah, you may have heard of Anna by her other name, Grandma Moses. Now, you may not be a late blooming, ambitious artist. You may not care about $1 million or any other amount of money. You want what you want. But whatever it is, there's a way to it. And you can get there. Here's your call to action. Take the time to imagine your perfect reality out in the future, 10 years, in vivid detail, including all 5 senses, like the gardener did, and write it down. Then plan out the milestones that lead up to that day, the projects that you need to complete, the individual tasks you need to do on a daily basis. I've created some free tools that you can download. In the description, there's a link just under the title of this video. If only one set of those tools gets downloaded, I'll know it was you.